Rupa and Love were high school sweethearts. They dated for 11 years and then love popped the question. But just 10 days before the two were set to begin their lives together, tragedy struck. 25-year-old Rupa found out her recent headaches weren't from wedding stress as doctors originally thought. It was a brain aneurysm.
I mean, my life was turned upside down. I was so overwhelmed. I couldn't even process what was going on.
Suddenly, conversations of last-minute wedding details turned into serious discussions about staying alive.
Your aneurysm can rupture at any given moment. So I was afraid that it would rupture.
Brain surgery was scheduled, but several days later, more bad news. Doctors found a blood clot in Rupa's lungs.
What else can go wrong? I'm like, she's this amazing girl and, does all these, all this good stuff, and, how come all this bad stuff's happening to her?
Aneurysm surgery had to be put on hold so doctors could treat the clot.
Treating for the clot is to be on blood thinners, which is really bad for the aneurysm. Gosh. And so I could no longer get the surgery for the aneurysm until I got the clot treated, which was 6 months of being treated for the clot.
Despite all the life-altering news, the wedding was never canceled. If doctors would allow it, Rupa and Love wanted their wedding to go on. Their wish was granted. Just hours before their first wedding event, doctors released Rupa from the hospital, deciding they could treat her remotely throughout the wedding.
I felt so sad for my future husband that oh my God, I'm getting married and I'm this big train wreck, but he totally stood by me, and it was in sickness and health before we even tied the knot.
At a very emotional ceremony, Rupa and Love became husband and wife, not knowing what the future would hold.
In my head, I was thinking, well, this day would, might have not even happened just 12 hours ago. I was just so happy to see her walk down the aisle, and made my day, made my year, made my life.
It was surreal. It was I was floating. I couldn't even believe that I was there. So it was really emotional and so, it was incredible.
Immediately after the wedding, it was back to reality for the newlyweds. First, the blood clot surgery, then brain surgery. Today, 2 years later, a healthy Rupa looks back on her wedding day with her husband. They feel blessed knowing their lives together have just begun.
I don't take it for granted one day that I survived this and I'm alive today, and I just I know what it was like to feel like I was about to die, and then have this second chance at life.
With that second chance, Rupa wants to help others. She created a blog to help spread awareness called Diagnosed Too Young. She's also starting a support group and a 5K run.
Life may never be the same, but it's okay. I want to give hope to people that at a time where you have very little hope.
And if anyone can spread hope, it's Rupa and Love. In this photo from their wedding night, their smiles exude hope. No signs of the fear of an uncertain future, just hope for a future they're now living and sharing to help others.